2022 is almost over, and what an eventful year this has been, both in the real world and the stock market world. We've had a record amount of traders and investors entering the market during the COVID-19 pandemic, and we've had a record amount of traders and investors being forced out of the market in 2022 due to the wild volatility that we've seen in the stock market this year. Guys, in today's video, I want to do something a little bit different, seeing that this will be our last video of the year. We'll be going through the key takeaways from 2022, as well as what to look out for in 2023, both from a trading and an investing point of view. We have a big year ahead of us with plenty of opportunities, and we need to be aware and ready for them. Guys, we'll also be going through what to look out for the remaining of the year. We still have 2 weeks left and a lot can happen in the stock market. We'll be going through this chart over here, guys, and we can just say that we've been 100% spot on with this. If you haven't seen our video last week, I'll put a link in the description below and you can go back and watch it, because we've introduced this chart to you with the boxes and the trend line. We've discussed this in a lot of detail and we've been 100% spot on with this. And guys, just before I start, a couple of housekeeping rules. Now, we do post the latest stock market analysis outlook every single Monday morning. And this year, guys, we've been spot on with the analysis that we provided you with every single week. So if you don't believe us, go back and watch our weekly videos that we posted. And in 2023, we'll be carrying on with this. So make sure you subscribe to be fully notified about the weekly videos that we post, as well as a lot of educational videos that are due to come out in 2023. And guys, if you do enjoy today's video, please give it a like and share it with anyone else that might find it useful. It is very much appreciated. Now let's start off by looking at the S&P 500 heat map. And here we can see how every single company in the S&P 500 has performed during 2022. And guys, there's a lot of red on the screen here. We have companies such as Apple being down 24%, Microsoft 27%, Google 37%. Now that's nothing. Look at companies such as Meta being down 64%, Netflix 50%, 52%, Amazon 48%. We have Tesla being down 61%. Guys, those are big drawdowns in those companies. If you were invested in any of those companies, if you were invested at the beginning of the year, you will be down and down big as it stands at the moment. The only safe place for the year were oil and gas companies, which have performed really well due to the war in Ukraine. And if we have a look here at the NASDAQ, we have had some big crashes, some big drawdowns since the beginning of the year, guys. Now we've opened the year at around 16,500, and we, as it stands, we are at 11,280 or so. If we were to measure this, if we look at the highs for the year, where we opened on the 3rd of January, and the lowest point, we went down over 36%, and as it stands now, we are down 32% from the highs of the year. Now, this is not unexpected, guys. We were cautioning last year. We had fear and greed. We had greed. We were 95 in terms of greed last year, and we were advising. We were looking for selling opportunities at the end of last year, and this has played out really well. And if we are to look at the chart here from Bloomberg, this is the S&P 500 index, which basically states that the S&P 500 index heads for the worst annual loss since 2008. Now this shows here the gains and losses for the last 20 years, and you can see how we had a big crash in 2008 because of the financial crisis, and the second to that is here in 2022. So in terms of if this year has been a very tough year from an investing point of view. From a trading point of view, it has been quite profitable because we've had some really good buying opportunities, especially here at MCI Trading Academy. We've been giving out some really good trades, some really good opportunities this year, and our students, our community has been able to make the most of them, and they've had quite some profitable trades, which we are very proud of. Now, what does this mean for 2023? Well, if we just go back over here for a second, 2023 should provide us with a lot of opportunities. Now, we do predict that the year will start off with a sell-off. Okay, seeing the Fed is hiking rates, seeing there's a lot of negative sentiment in the stock market as it stands. So we will start the year off with a sell-off. Okay, which should give us a lot of opportunities from both a trading and an investing point of view, and we do believe that we'll finish the year in 2023 with a massive gain, guys. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel because we'll be providing you with all the analysis every single week in 2023, which should be very profitable. Now, guys, one thing we have to watch out for in 2023 will be a collapse in the cryptocurrency industry. We've seen the collapse of FTX a couple of weeks ago. Now, this hasn't caused a lot of damage yet, but it seems that there's a lot of contagion being spread to other cryptocurrency companies, and this can get very ugly if those companies if they fail to hold up. And we've seen some spread of this contagion with the biggest cryptocurrency company at the moment, Binance. Okay, so we've seen this. There's a quote here. Okay, remember when Binance released proof of their reserves to calm down the market? Well, the accounting firm that helped with that, Mazars Group, they deleted this proof of reserves from its website, and Mazars Group is pausing all work with Binance and its other crypto clients. Now, what does this mean? If those crypto companies are not able to calm the markets to show that they have a lot of reserves there and they are not misusing their clients' funds, and they are indeed misusing the clients' funds, and we have, as we did with FTX, we have a massive outflows, a lot of withdrawals coming in at one time. And if they are not able to deal with those withdrawals, then they will collapse and the whole industry will collapse. So this is something, guys, to watch for 2023. And again, we have this article here from the FT.com, where it's basically reiterates the same story here, that Binance outflows, they were hit with 6 billion. There's a lot of withdrawals came in at one time, 6 billion worth of withdrawals, as the Mazars, as those the auditors, they hold proof of reserves work. And this is the most important thing, because if we are able to if they are able to prove to us that they have a lot of reserves, the company is healthy, there's nothing to worry about, then more inflows will come. People will start to deposit and more money, and then and buy cryptocurrencies. But if they're not able to do that, and the biggest company, okay, also collapses, that's it. The cryptocurrency industry is gone for now, and that may spill over in the stock market. So guys, we have to be very careful with this. Now, what's going on with the charts? And if we have to go back to this chart over here, now we did discuss last week that every single time we've had a crash in the market, it was followed, it came out with some consolidation, and we literally went back and and went through every single time that this has happened. We've seen a massive rally, then a consolidation, then a move higher to induce a lot of buyers in, and then the crash. And that has happened a number of times this year. And we did discuss the argument that this may also happen this year. And we also had this trend line here that has acted as a really strong resistance since the beginning of the year. And we said that this is a strong trend line that will also act as resistance this time around, and has proven to do so. Now, what has happened the last couple of weeks? So now we've been in a consolidation range for about a month, where we pretty much went nowhere. All we had to do is just day trading, nothing else. Not in terms of long-term trading, there was nothing to do. But we did mention last week that we were building short positions. And look at what happened last week. We went higher to touch the trend line, okay, induced a lot of buyers in, then went back in the range, and then we've had one last move higher. And if we are to go, let me just go back to this chart over here, we can see the picture much clearer. So if we look at this here, what we did last week was we had a consolidation. We had the CPI data, okay, that came in less hotter than expected, which drove in this rally over here. Now, guys, this was the perfect selling opportunity here, and we did communicate this to our Discord community. Again, if you are not part of the Discord community, go back all over to our website, mcitradingacademy.co.uk, where you can request your free access. It's all free, guys. There's no cost to you whatsoever, and we do post a lot of useful analysis and trading setups every single day over there. Now, what has happened last week is that we went higher because of the CPI data. We went higher to where? We went all the way to the 1 hour IC. Okay, so all we did last week was we went higher, and we did caution against buying over here. Now, this induced a lot of buyers. Imagine buying all the way up here, and then you see that crash all the way right up to the buy. We went higher right into the 1 hour IC, where we're looking for shorts. There were a number of reasons why we were looking for shorts. Okay, we were overbought. Okay, looking from an RSI point of view, we went outside the upper expected move, and we had the 1 hour IC there. So that was a perfect selling opportunity. Now, we did sell off from there, okay, and we did sell off even further following the FOMC meeting. And we finally left our consolidation area. And where did we go to? And guys, this was perfect last week. We went off, we touched the lower expected move from the week. So we went outside the upper expected move, where we normally look for shorts, okay, and we went all the way back down at the lower expected move, where we're gonna close our shorts and look for either buying opportunities, and we had that divergence there that was telling us to buy, or we just wait to see what happens next. Now, going back here, I do expect, guys, that we will be retesting those lows here at some point in 2023, perhaps at the beginning of the year. Now, if we go back over to this chart, now what can we expect for the remaining of the year? We've finally left this consolidation here, and we started to move down, and we've had an initial reaction out of the daily IC over here. Now, guys, even though we're starting to see some divergences, some bullish divergences to the upside, however, it is not the time to go bullish on the stock market or full bullish on the stock market. Remember, we do expect to retest those lows at some point in January, at the beginning of 2023. Either it happens at the beginning of the month, or in January, or at the end, or perhaps in February. It will happen, guys. Okay, there's a lot of we haven't seen the capitulation yet, and that will happen. Now, what I'm looking for in here, I'm looking at the 8-hour time frame over here. I'm trying to look for some divergences, some bullish divergences. At the moment, we don't see that as of yet. We have the 8-hour IC here at around 3790 or so. And if we are able to go slightly higher here and then move down, that will perhaps create that bullish divergence and perhaps look for a short-term buying opportunity. Now, the chart that I like is on a 2-hour time frame here. So what I'm looking for, we do have the divergence here, the bullish divergences. We have a buy signal. Now, every time in the past that we've had those buy signals, they seem to have been quite powerful. Now, in here, we do have this 2-hour IC here sitting at around 3950 or so, which sits quite slightly higher, slightly above the upward expected move here. Now imagine this, imagine we go higher, we clear the liquidity here, right in this 2-hour IC, we consolidate here, that would be the perfect selling opportunity all the way down. So if we do see a move higher at the beginning of the week, that will be perfect. Okay, that will be perfect. That will be a nice selling opportunity. So, and in terms of buying opportunities, then all I'm looking for is for price to either move to the 8-hour IC here at 3750, 3790, apologies, as I mentioned before, or to move higher first and then lower, where we can buy again perhaps at some point during the towards the end of the year, towards either the last week or so. Guys, again, there's less volume, so I wouldn't expect any crazy moves unless there's a catalyst and there's some news that comes out unexpectedly. But apart from that, short-term buying opportunities, long-term selling opportunities as it stands. Again, monitor the 2 hours here. The 2-hour IC here is perfect for a nice short entry this week if we get there, and if we don't, then perhaps we can have some buying opportunities as it comes back here. Again, this IC here bodes in very well with the lower expected move for the week. So if it comes here, consolidates, that will be a nice opportunity to buy. Next, guys, we get the UK 100, and here, guys, this was perfect. Okay, so we clear the liquidity here on the daily, we clear this liquidity and into the daily IC. So the analysis here was spot on. Now we are in this daily IC. What I'm looking for here, guys, is exactly the same thing. I'm seeing more downside pressure to come, especially as we are working down this sell signal that we had here on the MACD. Now we can see for sure, and if we look at the weekly time frame here, we did stop out perfectly well at the 20 and the 50 EMA here. So we do have some support here, short term. I'm hoping that we can go through this, and I think we'll see that move lower coming in 2023. As it stands now, what we can look for is a slight pullback up. Again, I'm looking at the 8-hour time frame to provide me with that divergence. We haven't got that yet, so I'm still seeing more downside pressure, okay, in the short term here before we see a pullback up. But if we're able to see a pullback up first, where do we look for? Again, this 2-hour IC here sitting at 7440 or so. If we do see the move here first, we may be able to get a short entry. Where did we just stop? Stopped right at the 2-hour IC here. This is perfect, guys. So if we had this the 2-hour IC here as a nice buying short-term opportunity. If we lose this, then we are going to the 8-hour IC here, either here, okay, at 7260, or all the way down here, which will bode in well to filling those IPA as well. So again, guys, a move higher at the beginning of the week will provide us with a nice selling opportunity. But if we move in lower at the beginning of the week, then will provide us with a nice buying opportunity short term, okay, as we'll be seeing those divergences on the 8-hour time frame. Next, guys, we get here the DAX 40 here, and again, this is the same situation here, guys. We've been discussing over the last couple of weeks how we were looking to build up short positions. And if we go over to the daily time frame here, look at this move here. I mean, we've had this consolidation here, then the move higher to clear all the liquidity, and then the move down. Now we are stuck between the two daily EMAs, the 20 and the 50 EMA. Now, the first point where I'm looking for a short-term buying opportunity will be at the daily IC here. We'll be discussing this for quite a while here. It's at around 13,650 or so. This will be the first point where I'm interested in buying short-term. And if we look at the 8-hour time frame here, okay, it will be right here. Now we do have another IC right below that at 13,160. So if this doesn't hold, then I'm looking at this for a short-term buying opportunity. So if we do move in lower at the beginning of the week, that will perhaps create those divergences that I'm looking for, that will provide us with some buying momentum, some buying strength. If we don't see that, if we see a move higher at the beginning of the week, then again I'm looking at this 2-hour IC here, guys, okay, at around 14,270 to go short. Perhaps a nice consolidation here, then we can move in lower. Again, guys, don't look for long-term buying opportunities. That is not the case just yet. Even if we see a rally, okay, I doubt we'll see a rally all the way to clear those highs here, but if we do, again, that's just use that to sell into. Don't use that to buy into, okay? Not for now. We haven't seen that capitulation yet. When we do, that is the time to go long, but not yet. One important chart, okay, just before I carry on, guys, is the VIX. This is crucial here to watch, guys, okay, because we've been discussing that every time the VIX goes below 20, okay, we see a big spike in the VIX. We've seen that a couple of times this year. Now, everyone is saying that you got this wrong. Look, the VIX is coming back down, guys. Every single time this year, we've had a pullback up. Okay, then a slight pullback down, and then we've seen that massive move higher here, that capitulatory move here. Okay, so this has happened over here in April. This has happened over here again in August. So we did move up higher, then a slightly pullback down, and then the big move higher occurred. That's exactly what's happening here. Okay, so we came all the way down below 20, had the move higher, and now we are pulling back. That is perfectly as expected. This has happened so many times this year. So what do we expect now? Well, we can still see some move lower, okay, not a great amount of move lower, to be honest. And then I'm looking for the move higher in the VIX, okay, that capitulatory move that will perhaps give us above 35, that will bring capitulation in the market, and then we can buy. As it stands, there is no reason to go long the stock market. No crazy anyway. Okay, I mean the VIX cannot. I don't see the VIX going back below 19, to be honest. Okay, not this year. Next year it can certainly happen. Perhaps towards the end of the year, but not at the beginning of the year. Okay, so be on guard to that. Watch the VIX. If we go and close above this 25 level, I think that would be quite. It will be crucial. So monitor these guys over the next coming weeks, and especially into the beginning of the year. Next we get US 30, guys, and it's exactly the same situation here. Last week we discussed about the daily IC here, okay, at 34,900 or so. We tagged it, and then we moved lower. Perfect selling opportunity. What's next then? We finally left this consolidation area, and we are looking to go lower. Now, do you really think we're going to go all the way down here? I mean, there's a lot of people that placed buy orders all the way up here. Do you think it's going to go all the way up here for them to close their orders? Well, I don't think so. Okay, they are trapped there. They either have to they close their orders at a loss already, or they are holding this in anticipation. They are hoping that it will go back higher. Okay, which I don't think will happen just yet. I don't think they will give them that. They won't be that kind to them as they will expect so. Now, what I'm looking for in here, I'm looking for hopefully a move lower to this daily IC where we can see some short-term, we can look for some short-term buying opportunities. And if we go over to the 8-hour time frame, okay, hopefully that will create that divergence all the way here. Okay, so we got this 8-hour IC sitting at around 32.225 or so. If we see a move higher and then a move lower, that perhaps will create that divergence, perhaps will be oversold at that point as well, more or less, where we can look for some consolidation and a short-term long position. If we do move higher at the beginning of the week, then I'm looking at the 2-hour IC here sitting at 33,670 or so to go short. And I will aim for that. If we go higher here, I will aim for that 8-hour IC as a first take profit target, okay, of my sell position, and then I will look to scale back in on any pullback higher. I will look to add more shorts. Okay, and then we have the US 100 here, guys, where again it's exactly the same situation here. We've had the consolidation, move higher to induce the buyers in, and then a move lower. Now we do have the daily IC here, so this IPA is almost filled now, and we have the daily IC here. In terms of what we are looking for in the NASDAQ now, this is the only underperforming index out of all of them. Okay, we barely moved higher over the last couple of months or so. Since October, we haven't really moved that much in here. Now we did have that BOS in here, the break of structure, so it will make sense for them to tag this here, okay, and then go higher. Now seeing the negativity and the VIX trying to move higher, it's very unlikely that we'll see a huge move higher here. In my opinion, I think we'll go to new lows coming 2023, where we can perhaps look for long-term buying opportunities. As it stands, it's exactly the same situation as in all the other indices. I'm looking for a reaction out of this 8-hour IC here at around 10,930 or so, where we can perhaps get that divergence as well, especially if we move higher than lower here. And if we do move higher at the beginning of the week, again is this 2-hour IC here, okay, at 11,560 or so, where if we move in higher, okay, we see that consolidation and then a move lower towards that 8-hour IC. Next we get DXY, and guys, here this is holding perfectly here. The weekly 50 EMA here is holding perfectly here. It seems that we just can't, there's so much support over here. The buyers are protecting, the sellers are protecting this area here very, very well. And as long as this gets protected and we're not able to close below, then I believe that we'll go higher here, and a move higher in the DXY will put a lot of pressure on the stock market. Now we do have the daily IC here, and this has acted has been able to hold very, very well in here. So as long as we're able to hold this and we don't see a catalyst to close below, then I believe we move it higher. And we are moving in here with lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. If we see a move around here above and a close above here, like I believe we are able to go all the way up here into this daily IC, clear all the liquidity and move into this daily IC at around 105.450 or so. Now guys, I don't see new highs for the DXY, but I do believe that we start to see divergences here. I do believe we'll see one last move up here before we go to new lows. So monitor that. This is going to be crucial together with the VIX going into the new year, guys. Next we got gold over here. Now we are consolidating, and can I just say, guys, there's a lot of positions being open here. Okay, so this is a crucial area here. Now we are seeing divergences that are building, so a move lower, it's pretty much on the cards. But if we are not able to close below this area here, guys, and we close above, then I believe we can go all the way up to our daily IC here at around 1950 or so. So unless we see some massive strength in the DXY, then I think gold can move up higher. So monitor this area here, guys. Now we do see we clear the liquidity here, so it makes sense, and it will be a perfect opportunity for us to go all the way down, clear this liquidity here at some point in 2023, perhaps at the beginning of the year. Then we can look for long-term buying opportunities and targeting this 1950 here. So if we see a move lower, okay, clearing this liquidity, then that's the perfect opportunity for us to go long and hopefully hold that throughout 2023. So let's see how this goes, but I think there will be some huge opportunities coming in the new year here. Lastly, guys, let's talk about Bitcoin. And again, guys, we did mention about Binance, and we did say that if the contagion gets to them and they're not able to satisfy consumers that their funds are safe, then we may see a big collapse. And Bitcoin at that point, guys, can even go to less than 5K, can go to zero at that point. Okay, so be very careful. But as long as they are able to just make consumers feel safe, that their funds are safe and so on, then we can surely move in higher here. Now there's literally no volume in here whatsoever, so as hopefully we'll start to see some volume coming into the new year. But if we are not able to see any volume, then I can see and hopefully get to our target of 12,500. We've been talking about this for the last couple of months, very close to it, not there yet. We're at 16,700, so another 4K to go and we are there. Can it happen in 2023? Yes, it can, especially if we see that capitulation in the stock market at the beginning of the year. So watch out for that, because if that happens, that will get over to Bitcoin as well. Okay, Bitcoin is not safe. It's very correlated to the NASDAQ, so watch out for that. That's pretty much it from us, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new to the trading world and would like to learn more about the strategies that we use, please head over to our website, mcitradingacademy.co.uk, where you can find out more about the mentoring courses that we offer. We offer one-to-one mentoring courses, and they are very, very popular with our students. If you want to join our Discord community, you can do so on our website as well. Okay, you can request your free access. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for your support in 2022, and we look forward to working with you in 2023. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And from the MCI Trading Academy team, we hope you have a great holiday season. Bye for now.